welcome to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. Now if it's your first time joining me for one of these videos, please do go ahead and check out my previous videos. Also please do subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Now at the time of filming this, I am kind of midway through the week of the Biaza Terrestrial Invertebrate Working Group online conference, and so far it has been fantastic. I've been part of that, of doing a virtual tour of my work, so my bug building within my day job. And I've learned loads already just in the space of a couple of days. I've had a presentation on veterinary care for stick insects, including how to give oral medications to stick insects, which was absolutely fantastic, as well as planting for invertebrate enclosures. Again, absolutely fantastic presentations, and big shout out to all the guys that are part of this, so Chester Zoo, London Zoo, Paynton Zoo, and to the chair of the Twig that's actually organised this and put this all together and allowed us to come together virtually, so absolutely fantastic. And one of my previous videos, I mentioned a DVD by Andrew Smith on the Salmon Pink video. Mentioned his DVD on the Lassidoras. So I mentioned that I had ordered his latest one on the Brachypelmas. Well, that arrived a couple of days later, so here it is. Absolutely fantastic DVD. I've watched it a couple of times already. So now the main documentary is on YouTube, and you can find that for free, and I'll put links down below for his YouTube channel, Love Tarantulas. But do go to his website and get this DVD. It has a lot of extras on it. For me, it's another must-have, along with the Lassidora one, for anyone that's interested in tarantula spiders, and especially if you keep these guys, the Brachypelmas. I think it's definitely worth getting. So the extras on it include extended interviews with breeders out in Mexico, with some great information there, and then also stuff about the folklore and the kind of myths around them as well, which is again absolutely fantastic. And buying this, it's only a tenner, so it's cheap. And so it goes to support Andrew Smith and his work. So, and he's currently filming a brand new documentary, which we're going to talk about one of the species, which hopefully he'll feature in that. So his latest one, if you haven't seen his trailers already, is on Postleferia. So hopefully that gives you a clue of what we're going to talk about today. That's going to be one of the ornamental tarantulas. In particular, I have 3 species currently. This one I'm going to talk about the Salem ornamental. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here we have the Salem ornamental spider, or Postleferia formosa. These are part of the Postleferia genus, which are probably some of the most beautiful tarantula spiders that you can find in the world. And the Postleferias come from India and Sri Lanka, and this particular species, the formosa, comes from the southeastern Ghats in southern India. Like all Postleferia spiders, these guys are arboreal. That means they live high up in the trees, particularly on tree trunks, and they'll hide in holes within the tree trunks. And that's where they'll hide during the day and come out at dusk, potentially through the night, and then sort of early dawn. So they are crepuscular / nocturnal. So they're not normally active during the day, but sometimes you will see them out a little bit, but not very often. And the species, as adults, are sexually dimorphic. So here, you can actually see a female coming out, and the male has just sort of gone off. And the male is nowhere near as sort of brightly marked as the female. Is also a bit more slender as well. So when comparing them as adults, they're very easy to tell apart. There's a bit of a better look at one of my males. I currently have 4 in this enclosure. So there's actually 2 males and 2 females, luckily, which I've raised since they were grown on slings. Now, we can keep them communally, but there is a risk. And the risk is that they could eat each other, especially at molting time, if they're not fed well enough. So the molting one is at risk. So, but lucky enough, like I say, these guys have actually fared fairly well together. And this is a much better look at one of my females, and you can really see the difference. So she's obviously much more stunningly marked. You can really see the markings on them, and here you kind of see why they're sometimes referred to as tiger spiders, but also the more regularly known common name within the UK as the ornamental spiders. They're absolutely stunning, and these guys under the right light, you get this kind of bluish purplish sort of tinge to them a little bit, especially on the females. Nowhere near as much as Poikilotheria metallica. Now I absolutely love this visual of her just giving herself a little bit of a clean. She actually spent quite some time doing this, so it was absolutely fascinating to watch this behaviour. I don't often get to see this, and she was quite happy doing this for me on film. And here's just a little bit of a slightly more close up of her just giving herself a little bit of a clean. To me, this is absolutely adorable. I just think it's really cute for these guys. I know a lot of people think, how the hell could I call a spider like this cute? But to me, this is far cuter than any puppy. Now, these guys, like other tarantulas, are carnivores, so they'll eat various invertebrates, so, potentially even sort of small reptiles and stuff, and pretty much anything that will go up into the trees. So, and again, including each other when they molt if they're hungry enough. But as long as they've got enough food, I've found that these guys have been actually fine living together as a communal group. So, but there are arguments about that. Some people do disagree with keeping this species or this genus together. Some people think there's no problem. So that's up to you to make your decision on that. Now, thinking of keeping Poikilotheria spiders, they are not a beginner type tarantula at all. They are arboreal, they are old world, so their venom is a lot more potent compared to old worlds. They are quick, but they are fantastic. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that look at the Salem ornamentals. So hopefully you'll agree with me, they are beautiful tarantulas. A number of ornamentals are kept in captivity now. They are captive bred, and do buy captive bred where you can, and especially with Poikilotheria, most of them now are either endangered or even critically endangered now, so it's really important to make sure that they are captive bred ones that you buy and when you keep them. And all of them are absolutely stunning. There are some that are probably more, or arguably more beautiful than the Formosas. I do have one here which hopefully I'll do a video on at some point, the Metallica, which is your classic kind of bright blue looking Poikilotheria. So hopefully I'll do a video on that at some point as well. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe and hit that bell for notifications, and please do leave some comments down below for me. Other than that, I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.